2013, and I worked as a research engineer in data engineering and consultancy service. I was working in a project of fuel cell, and I worked the project in BPCL also. I am also a consultant engineer for Apollo Tires, Bramco Aluminium, and now, I am in the post of managing director for 6 years in Insta3 Technologies. And Insta3 Technologies is handling completely in regards of 3D printing. And we are one of the major manufacturer of 3D printers in South India. And we have supplied many machines, and we have set up many innovative laboratories in reputed colleges like GCT, PSG, SRIT, SREC, etc. in and around Tamil Nadu as well as in Kerala. And we have 5 verticals. We Insta3 works on 5 verticals: machine manufacturing, research and development, training, then new product development, and consultancy. So today, I think you have before sessions, you have gone through what is 3D printing, introduction to 3D printing, basic applications, how and the different different types of 3D printing technologies, all that. Now, today in my session, I like to take you through a virtual demo on how 3D printing is practically done, and what are the related softwares you have to use for 3D printing. So the main basic and software for 3D printing is a slicer. It is called a slicer. So I will be taking you through a demo of a software. It is called Idea Maker. So, and which is very user friendly, and which is very easy to operate by even for a new candidate.
Now you have a CNC machines or there.
So
in subtractive process,
I need just a brief you what is actually a manufacturing process. So you all know manufacturing process is a process of conversion a raw material into a finished product, which is for the requirement or specification. It can be a bulk manufacturing, mass production, or even for a customized or personalized one. So basically, manufacturing process can be classified into two. The first one is subtractive manufacturing and additive manufacturing. I'm just briefing it because I need to give an intro regarding 3D printing, and I need to take you into the main section. So I think you all know what is subtractive manufacturing and additive manufacturing. Subtractive manufacturing is nothing but removal of material by using some equipment or tools. So a block or billet will be there by some process, adopted process, or with the help of some tools. It can be manual or it can be computerized. Computerized one is called CNC. And the removal of material to get a required object is called subtractive manufacturing. And additive manufacturing is something what a CAD design or a design is converted into finished product through addition of layers, addition of or deposition of materials. So as you see in the comparison chart given in the middle, in subtractive manufacturing, you can see a lot of wastage which can or cannot be recycled. And B, it is an additive manufacturing process where the wastage is very minimal. And there is one more benefit for additive manufacturing. It is like it is one of the innovative technology, future technology,
now you have a lot of
which
open source
is the major or it is the only tool which is used for customization.
Systems also CAD/CAM tools also available. So not that much.
Considering the history of 3D printing, like Hideo Kodama is the first introducer of 3D printing technology. He introduced the 3D printing technology through his journals. The process is called photopolymerization. And in the late 1984, Charles Huck discovered stereolithography, and he made an apparatus and
then
it
I
is
can
the
put
first
one
3D
layer,
printer,
second one,
and
maybe
he
other
used
layer,
it.
and then by using
He
some
3D
mechanism,
printed
so
by the
I
process of
can join these two layers
photopolymerization.
together. So
And in
whether this is a simple
1992,
step kind of a
SLS were
geometry, or it's
introduced
a
apart from
coffee cup.
SLA. This
Previously we
SLA
have
and
used
SLS
hexagon.
have only the difference,
Then
like
it is going a
both
layer to
technologies
layer, so
having
no
a laser
scrap.
technology,
So or
but
any other
the raw material used in this technology
say
varies.
constraints. So we
The first one,
have
SLA,
been discussing
uses
for the
a
subtractive process.
resin-based
So we need not worry about all
processing
those.
material,
We need
and
only the
SLS
CAD
uses a
design, and
powder
the
material as raw
is
material.
available and the machine is
And
available.
in
So
the
then
current
it's going to
scenario,
fabricate,
1999 to
layer by layer.
2010,
So it's
they
very
started
easy,
developing
irrespective
human
of the
organs.
complexity. So then
They
make.
many
And of
research
course, you may
were
have other
initiated in printing of
manufacturing
organ
process called as a
for
formative
replantation,
process. So in the
and
formative
also
process,
NASA
what we do
executed
is,
3D printing
so you
technology in
make a
space.
die
The current
or a
scenario,
mold
in
of
the
the
present
shape of the
scenario,
component which you are
many
printing. So
jewelries,
means we need
customized
to, for
jewelries,
each and every
clothes,
component, so we
organs,
need to make a
tissues,
die.
even
Say
space
again, this
shuttles
die may be made
are
through
going to
subtractive
print by
process.
3D
So
printing
again,
technology.
depends on
So it is
say
easy to take away
your
because
the
all the machines
complexity
are
of the
desktop
object
kind,
is
and
more,
any
and
model,
then
any
die
design
making, it
can
will
be
take
made without
several
a
months
jig or
together to
fixture
make this kind of a
or
die.
custom
So
made
in
mold
contrast
or
with that, so if you want to
anything.
make
It is not
any
at all
object,
required. A
so
mold
through
is required in
additively,
a 3D
so
printer.
then
Whatever you
neither
require
tool
in the
nor
design,
a die is
you
needed
can print
here.
by
So
a
it is
3D
a
printer.
totally a disruptive kind of
So what are the power of a
technology, or
digital
it's
manufacturing?
not a traditional
As
way
you
of
all know,
thinking, or a
three
traditional way
in
of
one
making
in
it.
three
So then what are the
in the
advantages that
manufacturing
we'll
population
discuss once
believes
we are
that 3D
coming
printing
for the
will
additive
become
manufacturing?
as
And of
more
course, the next
important than
thing
traditional
which we need to
manufacturing,
talk about is the
because
cost.
traditional
So how do you
manufacturing is
compare the
having a
cost of
lot
the
of
part
limitations,
with all these
and
three
it is
say
much
technologies
cost
which we are talking about,
involved.
say formative
But
process,
3D printing
subtractive
in
process,
regarding
and additive
currently maybe
manufacturing
is for
process.
some
So if you
materials
draw
3D
the graph
printing will
between
be
the cost versus the number of
cost involvement will
parts,
be there,
so of course
but
we can see
in future
a bit
it
of
will be
similar trend
eradicated
in
and
case of
it will be a
forming or
cost
a
effective one.
subtractive process. Once you increase the
11%
number of
believes that 3D
parts,
printing
means if you
is
go with
ready
the
to
mass
produce end
production,
use
so
part.
definitely the cost of the
The
part is
product or part
reduced
produced in a 3D printer
drastically.
can be
But you
directly
cannot
used as a
expect such kind of
functional
a
product,
trend
not
if it
as
is additively
just a
fabricated,
prototype,
whether you
but it
make
can
a
be used
single
as a
part
functional
or
product
you
directly
make
as a
1,000
finished
parts
product.
or million parts, but the cost per
76%
part will be remain
agrees
same,
that
or slightly it is
3D printing
reducing, but not
represent as
exponentially. It is not
a
reducing.
more
So
sustainable
then
manufacturing
that is
method.
the observation which we need to
It is sustainable because
say look
we
at.
are
So
not
but
in traditional
let me introduce
manufacturing. A lot
the
of dependability is
parameter
there
called the complexity.
in
Say
terms of
if
material,
my
in
product is
terms of
this
tools,
kind of
in terms of
standard
labor, skilled
cylinder and
labors.
some
But here in
say
in 3D
fillets
printing
or some
additive
kind of
manufacturing
circular holes,
concept, it is
so
the
then
most sustainable
my
manufacturing method because it is
existing
not
formative
dependent
or
on
subtractive
labors,
process,
skilled labors,
it won't have much
not
difficulty
dependent on tools or something
to
like that.
form or to machine this kind
So
of
what is the main
object.
advantage of
But
digital
my
manufacturing?
designer has slightly changed
The
this design
first one
from
is
this
freedom of design.
standard cylinder and
You
standard
can design any
say
concept,
analytical
any
shapes,
complicated
but
models,
designer
any
has changed
materials.
to
You
a
can
kind
take
of
to a 3D
a
printer, you can
different
start printing,
design
you get the
philosophy,
object.
or some
So there
say
is a
bionic
freedom
design,
of
or
design.
some
If you go for the
say
traditional
nature
manufacturing
inspired design
process, there
he has
are many
made, not with the
constraints
standard
in regards of
cylinder or standard
skills,
shape.
in
So
regards
then
of tooling,
if you
in
want to
regards
make
of
the same
machine
object
capacity,
or
in
same
regards
component
of
through
material
formative
what
and
you are using.
subtractive, so
So all
definitely
this
the cost
limitation
of the
can
part
be
will
eradicated by
increased,
implementing
and
3D
then
printing
it may not
technology.
be done in a
The second
single
one is
setup or
customization.
single
So 3D printing
say
is the
go, but
best
we need
and
to
is the one and
do a lot
only
of
tool
you have to
which
incur a
can
lot of
be
money,
implemented
and
for
of course the manpower
personalization
you
and
need to do.
customization.
But what I'm trying to say is, so
Even if
whether
you have
this part
100
you are
pieces
doing in
of,
additively,
if you
or
have a
whether
requirement
you
for
are
100 piece
fabricating
production,
this part,
in
so it
which
doesn't
each
make much of
component
the
is
difference in terms of cost or
numbered.
in terms of the
Like that
efforts
means
that
100 pieces,
you
each
can do
part
it,
numbered
right?
1,
So
2,
then
3, 4, 5.
in that
So
case
it is
what
not
we
a
need to
mass
do,
production or
what I'm
batch
trying to say
production
here is,
because
so
it
the
is
complexity,
numbered.
once you increase the
So
complexity
in
of the
that
product,
concept, you
so
have
then
to
additive
adopt 3D
manufacturing will
printing.
respond
So
without
you will get
the
the end
additional
result.
cost. So you
So
can
this 100 100 pieces is
do it
customized
very
by
easily.
use
So
of 3D
means
printer. If you're going for traditional manufacturing, for each part you have to get a mold or die and you have to produce one. So it is
your complexity
related to cost and also
say,
time.
increased in terms of
Then
your
the third advantage is this.
part.
These 3D printers
then
make the
one
product
can
to
understand
go
when can
faster
we
and reach the
choose
market
which
very
technology
easily,
can be
very
chosen
fastly.
and under which
So
circumstances or
by
the
this
say
concept, 3D
if
printing
you draw
technology,
the
additive
graph
manufacturing
between
process,
complexity
you
versus
can
the
fast up your
quantity,
R&D
and of
research
course the 3D
and you
printing or
can
additive
bring up the
manufacturing,
product,
whenever
final
you
product
have
to the market
a highly
very fast.
complex part,
So these
and
are the
maybe looking
three
relatively
main advantages
less
of
number,
3D
so then
printing
it may be
technology.
the appropriate selection of this
So as you
technology.
all know,
And your
what is 3D
complexity is
printing
medium
technology?
and the
3D
quantity is
printing, you
also
all know,
medium.
3D
Probably
printing
CNC
technology
machining
is an
will be
additive
the
manufacturing
right choice.
process in
And
which
your
a
complexity
three-dimensional
is
object is
say low
created
and the
from a
quantity is
CAD
very
model
high,
by
and then you may go with the
successive
investment
addition
casting.
of
And further your
layers
complexity
or
is medium
successive deposition of
and the quantity
material.
is very high, and then
And
you may
as you
go
see,
with
in a 3D
the
printer,
injection
there
molding
are
practice.
the extruder
So
is the main
with
part
this
which
decision curve, so
process
one
the
can
material or
choose
melts the
which
material and
technology
deposit
will be the
one over the other.
optimum or
And all
best
the 3D
suited
printers are
technology.
computer
Say
controlled and like computer
say
controlled in the sense it all
what are
has
the
a
various steps
microprocessor
involved in the 3D printing
which
process.
controls the motion
So
of the
as we
extruder
understood, it should
and
start with the CAD model,
which
the same
provide us the
example.
end
So if you want
result,
to
that
take
is
a cup of
3D
coffee,
object what we require.
so then we
So
can
as you
go to
see in the
any
bottom left
CAD-CAM
hand corner,
say package, and then
a system
we can
slices
quickly
the
make
part,
this model,
transfer the sliced design into a 3D
part
printer.
here.
3D printer
I can make a
starts
CAD model, and further I
manufacturing
can
the
convert an STL file.
successive
STL stands for steel lithography.
layer
So
is
that is
deposited
the
one over the other
a
and we
triangular
get the
mesh,
end
so
result.
that your model
So this is
is
the main process.
approximated or tesslated, and that STL file only can understand your 3D printing machine. So then you have an
just see this
interfacing
video.
software with your printer. So your STL file will be transferred to the machine via this interfacing software. So in the interfacing software, so then you can say slice this model. So basically you're saying that it's going to
Hello.
layer by layer. Just you import this CAD STL file in the form of triangular mesh, and just you import this to the software. Software will provide this model slice, and it will generate a
And here filament
command, and that command will be executed, and the physical fabrication, physically or vertically
that
you have generated that machine part, then it can be physically realized what is the cost depending on the material that you are using. Maybe this material will be used. So then your material will be processed to integrate with the casting of your say CAD model, which is further you are deriving the complexity further. So once you have built that component, so then we need to remove that part from the machine, from the platform.
So the basic flow
and then
chart,
we need to
you should
do
have
some
an idea.
post-processing operations.
You have to convert that idea into a 3D model. Then you take it to a slicing software. And today in this session, I'll be briefing you a lot regarding slicing and slicer. And this sliced object is uploaded to the 3D printer. We provide a raw material. It takes time for printing, and after printing, we remove the material and we take it for post-processing. This is the basic flow chart for a 3D printing process. And in this process flow, slicing, material, and model is the three important part for 3D printing. There are some constraints for the models or CAD design, what we should input to the slicer. Slicing concepts are there. There are a lot of parameters which you should be known before 3D printing, and the end results will be dependent on the parameters what you are giving to the slicing. And the material, there are a lot of material commercially available in the market, like and each material can be used or implemented for different aspects or different application purposes. And each material's property also varies based on its composition. Then these three things are very important when you are going for a 3D printing process. So I will just start from design. Like this is very important because the slicer may or may not accept your CAD design based on the model what you have designed. So this CAD model or the 3D model can be obtained in through two ways. The first method is scanning process. You all know you can scan an object, you can take some cloud points, you can rebuild into a 3D model. So this is the one method. The next method is designing a model in a CAD software. There are a lot of CAD designing softwares available, commercially available, like SolidWorks, AutoCAD, UG. Then a lot of designing software. These all are professional softwares. Even free versions are also available. You can note it down. 123D Autodesk is there. And if you are a student, you can go for Autodesk Inventor. Then Autodesk Fusion is there. Then you can go for a Tinkercad. All these are free softwares, but there are some limitation. You cannot go professionally in this. It is designed for a startup designing concept. All this Tinkercad, 123D CAD, all are not heavy softwares, but you can go for a start with the software designing softwares, and all the output which is generated through this can be printed taken for 3D printing. So I'll just give some guidelines for in aspect of design in important points you should remember when you design for 3D printing. So the first concept, I will just brief you contract. Sorry. So the first one is you should not, or you should design the component with a very minimal or without a support. So we should have a design, we should have a component which is having a minimal support structure or no support structure. So what is a support structure? If you consider building of a house, you are going to build a house, or example a room. You take it into a room, you are going to build a room, you constructed all the side walls, now you are going to build a roof of a room. So if you are constructing a roof of room, you should give many support, and you should hold the overhanging parts with some supports. In similar manner, if your part is having some overhangings, you should provide some support material which supports the falling of the material from the main object. So these support structures can be 3D printed with the same material, or it can be printed with a different material. There are a lot of support materials available in commercial. Some materials are like PVA, water soluble materials are available. Some uses very light, very breakable materials, which is in purest form. For example, PLA in purest form is very much brittle. So we can take the supports with a press break. Just give a press and it will break. So break from the main material. So it is very easy to remove the supports from the object also after in processing after 3D printing. So this is the first rule. Your design should have a minimal support. If it is no support, it is perfect design. Then second important rule is like minimum feature size minimum feature size should be above 0.8 mm or 1 mm. If your minimum features, like for example, some embossing letters or some like channels or some ribs or something, if you are designing below 0.8 mm, the slicer will not accept it, will not take it or consider it during 3D printing. You should design the model which is having a minimum feature size above 0.8 mm. At least you should keep 1 mm. So that 1 mm is the minimal we are considering in commercial manner. So next, the third point, minimum detailing size. Minimum detailing size means some details like some inscriptions or some branding or some letters. It can be embossing or it can be like cuts. You can just cut and like giving cut in the design. It should be a minimum of above 0.25 mm. It should be above 0.25. Otherwise, the slicer software will not consider the minimum detailing, that letters or some similar rib manner or some concept. It will not. The slicer will not consider it. And the fourth one is, if when you are going for a printing of moving part or some assembly, like you have two gear or shaft assemblies, the minimum tolerance, assembly tolerance provided for the moving component, it should be 0.5 mm. And this tolerance is provided not only because of the machine specification, but also due to material property. Some materials like nylon or ABS is having some expansion ratios. While it is after it is printing, the material get expanded. So in that scenario, your design, if you are going for a printing of the Pakka zero tolerance model, your model will not meet. You will not have a smooth moving or a smooth motion for the assembly. So the minimum tolerance while you're designing for 3D printing assembly concept, you should maintain a 0.5 mm tolerance. You can note it all these things because these 6 points are very important while you design an object for 3D printing concept. Then fifth one, as I mentioned, minimum detailing, it should be above 0.8 mm. Similar manner, any model which is having a wall thickness lesser than 0.8 mm, the slicer will not capture it. So you should design an object, if it is a hollow surface or something like that, hollow component or something like that. And when you are giving wall structures, so the wall structure should be 1 mm or at above 0.8 mm. So it should be mandatorily considered, and it should be evaluated. It should evaluate after designing while you're taking to slicing softwares. And there are some evaluation softwares available commercially. Some, for example, mesh mixtures. You can check the error for the design in the mesh mixtures. Then you can take into the slicer. Then escape holes. Escape holes are in FDM concept, you does not require any escape hole. But when you're designing for SLA or SLS technology like powder or resin, and you have to remove the entrapped material, maybe it may be a liquid one or maybe a powder one. So in that case, you should have an escape hole. If you are not designed for your design is not having an escape hole for design for SLA or SLS 3D printing, your total weight or mass of the material will vary. Your end there is an entrapment of material. So your real product, your designed product volume weight will be varying with your prototype. So you should have a design for removal of this entrapped material. So that is called escape holes. So there is a chart, and this chart is developed by 3D Hubs. 3D Hubs is an international 3D printing online segment, and they not only have the 3D printing, they also have some CNCs, and they take the orders internationally. So like they have developed a chart in which the rules I mentioned, the same concept is depicted in the tabulation, but in somewhat an engineered concept, or with the proper dimensional concept is explained. So like in left hand bottom side, this side, you can see a 3D model. This is a 3D model which is having a smooth curvature. But when you take into 3D printing, as it is an additive manufacturing process, you can see some steps which is revealed due to additive, like adding layers. So the end result, the expected end result will not be achieved when we keep the model in this orientation, in this printing concept. But the same can be improved. The same model can be improved by changing the orientation. So the orientation, or the position of the product, the design in a slicing software, it is very important for getting a finished product. So here you can see the orientation is changed, and you have some more improved structure surface. Here you can see improved one, because it is printing vertically. And in concept of design, you can see your design should not have any open faces. It should not have any surface. If it is a surface, as per definition, surface does not have any thickness. So as I mentioned, every minimum detailed part, even if it is a wall, it should have minimum thickness of 1 mm. So if it is an open surface, open face or surface, the slicer will not consider, and it should be a closed one which is having a thickness minimum of 1 mm. Okay. So here I will play a concept, how an idea is taken to 3D printing. You can just see. And this person is sketching his model. And this is taken a model, and he now he's taking the slices of parameters based on the machine, and transferring the data to slice the file, and this is the raw material. Now we start with it. So that we not expect that So this is the main process flow of 3D printer, and I think the last session, yesterday's session, you have gone through some types of 3D printers: SLA, FDM, DLMS, and SLS. And I just need to brief you something like the SLA concept is having a liquid based raw material, FDM solid based but in wire form, DLMS it may be a powder material, raw material. SLS it is also a powder concept, but DLMS it is a metal powder. SLS selective laser sintering, we uses a polymer material. So other than that, we have some advanced 3D printing technologies. The first one is bio 3D printing. The second one is 3D printing and construction architecture. And the third one is PCB, electronics 3D printing. And the fourth one is food 3D printing. So if you consider in all the 3D printing concept, the working behind the 3D printer is same. And all the 3D printing concept require a slicing software, a slicer. What is a slicer? I have used this word a lot in previous slides also. So what is a slicer? What does a slicer do? So as you all know, the basic 3D printing concept, a blueprint or a 3D printing object CAD model will be there. This CAD model is taken to a slicing software, and the slicing software slices the model into thousands or lakhs of layers, and this sliced file is transferred to a 3D printer, and 3D printer start printing each slice, and by additive manufacturing concept, it lays the layer one over the other and we get the final output. So what is actually slicer doing? Slicing softwares are equipped. How does it works? Okay. So if you see this, there will be a model taken that is considered in a slicing software. In the slicing software, we set some parameters. I will just brief the parameters in upcoming slides. So these parameters are set based on the material what we are using, the output object based on the object what we need to print, and also it is dependent on the machine settings, what machine we are machine specifications, which machine we are going to use, what type of machine what we are going to use. All this is dependent on the parameters what we are giving in the slicing software. A design is taken, a slicer slices, just cutting into that, cutting the design into thousands or lakhs of slices, layers. It is done virtually in a slicer, and each slice, each layer, the slicer generates G codes and M codes. What is this G code and M code? You all know. You may have studied in your UG, like in manufacturing technologies, the CNCs operates with G codes and M codes. So these G codes and M codes are machine language which controls the motion of the head. So here in a 3D printer, the head is an extrusion system in which the filament raw material is melted and made into semi-molten state, and this G code and M code coordinates and control the motion of the extrusion. So this G code and M code is generated by a slicing software and transferred into a 3D printer, and this 3D printer work based on the code generated by a slicer. So there are some parameters for the slices, 3D printing parameter. A machine slicing software, you will have a you will have some settings, customization settings. And the first question in the customization settings, it will be regarding machine setting and build size. So now I am going to show some demonstration based on the parameters provided to the slicing software. Okay. So here you can see, is it audible to everyone? Hello, is it audible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So you can see, just enter idea maker, okay, in Google. The Windows or Mac or Linux based on your requirement, the system requirement. So this is the software idea maker, and this idea maker facilitate interfacing of 3D printer directly or by cloud networking. Even you can operate it is an IoT based software. So you can you can control the machine remotely in idea maker. So this is a slicing software, and the meshed part is your build area. Okay, so here the square base, I'll just come into the slide again. So here you can see a square base. It is for Cartesian, round, or it can be a rectangular one, circular or rectangular one, then it is called a polar type. And a circular one is there, it is called a delta one, delta type. So here the build area is in a rectangular mode. If you have a machine which is a delta type, you can go for the, one second, this part, there is some more option here. Here you can go for printer. You can choose a printer, or even if you have a pre or customized printers, you can add some printers, or if you have some standard printers, that will be available in the library. Or if you have to put some new printers, you can go with printer settings, and here you can give the printer details. Okay, so I will just brief. I'll come again into the slide. So what is a Cartesian type 3D printer? So actually, Cartesian type 3D printer is having both X, Y, and Z direction motion of the extrusion. But when a slicer provide a sliced file to a 3D printer, it will take the first layer, G code and M code. The printer start printing in XY direction, then raise into Z direction, then again print the next layer, raise Z, next layer, raise. So it is laid one another by laying first layer, second layer, third layer, fourth layer, fifth layer, like that concept. Normally we call this Cartesian type printer as 2D, two-dimensional, because 2.5D 3D printers, because it is not purely a 3D printing, because it only prints in XY, then rise in Z, then again print in XY, rise in Z. So it is, we call normally it as a 2.5D. But coming to a polar type, it will be having a Z direction and bed is fixed. Here bed is movable in Cartesian. Here bed is fixed. It will be rotating in XY only. It will not have a motion on Z direction. The head moves, the extrusion head moves in the Z direction. And coming into delta type, it is one of the advanced printing technology, delta concept. Here the delta 3D printer will be in a triangular shape or delta shape. That's why it is called a delta type 3D printer. And this delta type will have 3 terminals in which the extrusion head is attached by arms. These are called its arms, and this terminal motion of this guide in these terminals controls the motion of the extrusion head, and all the motion will happen simultaneously. So it's a purely a 3D printing concept. So all the three terminals, the gates in the three terminals moves to achieve the required motion in the extrusion. So if you see in the printer settings, okay, this all you can duplicate, or you can rename printer type. You can provide the nozzle size. Nozzle size can vary from 0.5 mm to 1 mm or 1.4 mm. It's available, commercially available. Then build area, you can give, like if you have a build area of 300 mm. So like I can give, for example, 300 mm. I will give as a test, rename test. Okay, so then 300, build it up. If it is a rectangular one, 300 by 300 by, I'm giving 300. Okay, so I have X direction in 300, Y direction in 300, and Z direction in 300. This is my build volume, build area, 300 by 300 by 300. And yeah, I have a heated bed, because every machines which is having a heated bed is preferred, because if you are going for engineered materials or some high-end materials, you should have some heating bed, because otherwise it will have many issues, wrapping of material, or proper adhesion will be not there. So many issues will happen. Then fan speed control, distance from the border, we can customize it, like the end part, the distance from the end part. Then if it is a rectangle, if it is a delta one, you can give for ellipse. If it is a rectangle one, you can give rectangle. Then you will get extrusion count, like extrusion, like dual nozzle or single nozzle. Then the raw material size, diameter size, 1.75 mm, or there is 2.89 mm materials also available. And then upload action, G code can be uploaded or can be transferred through hard disk or pen drive or memory card, or even you can transfer to Ethernet or Wi-Fi. So you can add or duplicate, then you will get the required. I'm just discarding because I have already set the build area. So this is the first build area. I have set the build area for the slicing software. Okay, so next one is build orientation. So for that I have to add a material, or you can go just add a material, add an object. So just for a sample, so there is a chess coin. Okay, so here is chess coin. So how could you evaluate the design? What I have imported a good design, or I have imported a wrong design, or it is having some problems. Here in the software, you can see a tick mark, green tick mark. So if it is having a green tick mark, you can say this model is good and this can be taken for 3D printing. For example, if I am just slicing it out. So now you can see there is an exclamation. So it means that your design is having some issues, and the software will not describe what is the issue. You have to find it out by using some software. You can go with the mesh mixture, or some, even you can recheck it in your designing softwares or something like that. So it will just denote you whether it can be taken for 3D printing or not. So here you can see some error is there. So when it is, I have not done anything, the design is proper. So here you can move the material by pulling or pushing through your mouse. Okay, so or otherwise, if it is not aligned properly, there will be a tabulation here. You can make it in make center, on platform. On platform means if the part is not touched the platform, for example, so if it is raised from the platform, you can see here it is having a gap. So you can just select the object, give on platform, make center. It will take, the software itself will take the part automatically to its center part and to its platform. Every object should be placed in its platform to start a 3D printing. So now we have checked for the design. We positioned the model in to its center and made into its platform. Okay, now what's next? It's orientation. So here in the slide you can see 3 orientation of a part. So now I am asking a question, which orientation is the best one? So you have to answer me, which orientation is the best for 3D printing? You can answer me. Anyone? There is 3 orientation on X direction, orientation on Y direction, and orientation on Z direction. In X direction, the part is on its edge. Y direction, it is laid flat, and in Z direction, it is upright. So which orientation is the best? Do you think X direction is the best? Do you think Y direction is the best, or Z direction is the best? Okay, I will just explain myself. Like you have to, when you are setting a build orientation, you have to consider 3 conditions. The first one is the surface area should be larger. That means the surface area which is intact with or in contact with the build area, it should be a larger one. It should have a minimal support. Like as I mentioned, support should be minimal, and it should have a less Z effect. Z effect means the height compared to its surface, which is adhered to the build plate, it must be less. So if you consider the first condition on its edge, the surface area is minimal, not larger, minimal. The first condition is not satisfied. Support minimal, yeah, it is minimal, but even though there is some undercut for the shape, so it is not minimal. Then Z effect is less, but compared to higher than the second condition, second case. So this is not, we cannot adopt, or we cannot consider this in X direction orientation. So if you go for Y direction orientation, it is flat. The support is minimal, no support is the Z direction, Z effect is less, no, like very less Z effect. But if you take the third condition, surface area is less and support is there, like in the undercut there is some supports, and even Z effect is higher. So coming to this thing, you can set one orientation is this, you can set in this direction, or you can set in this direction. So we have to consider which orientation is best. So I'm taking first I am considering this orientation. Here a support option is there. You just click the part, like you click the part, click support, create auto support. You can see a support is generated. A lot of support will be there if we are keeping in this direction. And if you want to see or simulate the slicing, you can just give start slicing, slice. I'm just going to simulate how it is 3D printed by using this orientation. Okay, you can just preview it. So this is a, okay, so you just see. So this is the first layer. That blue color, all it's is the support, and the red one which is visible, it is the main material. You can see on building such as coin, and it is kept upright and upright, and the orientation is the worst condition. This orientation is the worst. Okay, so now what I am doing is like clear support. I am going to keep in this direction. Okay, so I am going to keep this orientation. Again, I am giving create support. So here you can see the supports are generated like this. Okay, slicing and going for simulation, slicing and simulation. So here you can see this blue color is a support, a raft, the yellow color is a raft, main material, and the printing will be like this. Raft is printed first, support is generated, and the main material. And even it is not preferred orientation. So we will go for the next orientation. So we are going to check this orientation, create support. So you can see this is the best orientation, which is having good surface area with the platform, minimal support, and stable orientation. You can just see it. So here the raft, base, and support in the blue color, and it is how it is printed. You can see the layers also. So you can see the layers, how it will be, and this formation will be there in the output 3D printed object. Okay, so next we will come into next point. So build settings, infill and shell. What is infill and shell? So I'll just show you, demonstrate that also. Now I am going to clear the support. Here when you slice, you can edit. So there is an infill density. You can give for 10%, you can give for 50%, or you can give for 100%. I'll just show you 100%. Just consider only the infill. Okay, 100% I am going to give. So when it is 100%, I'm going to simulate it. You just see the part, main part. It is filled with 100% material. The main object is filled with 100%. No gaps are formed. Completely filled. Okay. The same thing, I'm going with 50% infill. Okay, so I took for 50% infill. Now you can see how you can see some gaps of the layer in between. You can see. So this is 50%. Everywhere it will be there throughout the model. Okay. Next one, I am going for 10%. 10%. Okay, here you can see the gap is much higher. The infill is like only 10% infill will be there. You can see Everywhere it will be 10%. So this is the infill. So why infill is implemented? Like if your objective is only for a prototype or just a demo model, you can go with lesser material, or you can just go with minimal infill. So the material consumption during 3D printing is very less, and also it consumes time. If it is a functional part or like a real part, which is applied for an application or loading conditions or something like that, you can go with 90 or 100%. So this is the concept for an infill, and 3D printing technology is the only technology which can control the infill of an object. No other traditional manufacturing process can do that. So then next concept is shell. So what is shell actually? So here in the same option itself, you can see shell. So I'm going to give a 5 shell, okay, with 50 infill. Okay, I'll just demonstrate it. Here you just see, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shells. The outer wall created by a 3D printer, it is a shell. The infill 50 we have given, and the outer wall is 5. If it is 100% shell, number of shell, if it is equal to 100%, then the infill is 100%. For 100% infill, you does not require to give any number of shells. Even you can keep it 1. Okay, so if I just show you how, when it is reduced also. Okay, now I am going to give 2. Now you can see only 2 layers are present, red and green. All other are infill. So you can control this shell wall thickness also in a 3D printing concept. Okay, you can see infill percentage, 5%, 10%, 15%, 25, 50, 75, 100. So in this manner you can control the infill, and this is a strength versus speed and cost quality comparative comparative graph, and the green color denotes the best, and red color denotes the worst. So I think we need a lot of time to explain these all things, and I will just give some infill patterns also you can give. Here I have given a linear grid type of infill, rectilinear or grid, but you can adopt all this Hilbert model, Aki, Octa, concentric, honey, 3D honey, then line, grid, rectilinear. All these infill patterns also can be modified in this slicing. So shell, as I mentioned, here 2 shell. This is the printed part, okay, after slicing, taken for printing, and you can see infill 10%, shell, 2 shell, 5 shell, 10 shell, and 15 shell. You can see that increasing increment of this wall. Okay, then layer height. Here I'll just demonstrate that also. We don't have time to demonstrate all the parameters, but the main important parameters I'll just demonstrate. Okay, so here if you go here, you can see layer height. So this layer height is nothing but it is the thickness of the wall of the model. That means the layer z direction. So you can control in FDM, you can control the layer height from 50 microns till 400 microns. Some professional high-end high-grade machines you can achieve till 50. If you are going with SLA or SLS, you can even achieve till 16 microns. Okay, so here you can see if you changes the micron 200, 300, 250. This 0.2 mm means 200 microns. 0.25 mm means 250 microns. If you can change the or vary the micron layer, and you can see this will be the end result. Here you can see if it is a 0.1 mm, that means 100 microns, 15 microns, 20 microns, 200 microns, 250 microns, 300 microns. So as microns increases, the layer deposition, the thickness of the layer deposition will also vary. Okay, and it is dependent on the time also. If it is 300 mm, 300 microns, 0.3 mm layer height, the time taken for printing is 8 minutes. But when you reduces the micron layer to 0.2 mm, it takes more time, 11 minutes, and it is reduced to 100 microns or 0.1 mm layer thickness, layer height. It will take 23. So as it is the layer height reduces, your time consumption also increases. So it's a graphical study. Then print temperature. It is also one of the main important parameter in which you should have a knowledge regarding the material property as well as the machine constraint. In some machines, the maximum achievable temperature, printable temperature is about 200 to 275, but some professional high grade machine you can achieve up to 400 degrees Celsius. And each material what you are using, if you are using for PLA, the processing temperature is about 180 degree. If it is ABS material, it is 230 degree. If it is PETG material, it is 220 degrees Celsius. So based on the material what you are going for, the parameters also changes. The print temperature also changes. And there are three concepts of attained during printing. The first one is under extrusion, optimal extrusion, and over extrusion due to over temperature or low temperatures. Okay, so here you have an option to set temperature. Here you can build temperature is there, then extruded temperature to 215 degree. So 200, 180 or 180 to 200 is the PLA temperature. If you are going for ABS, you can set from 215 to 220 degrees Celsius. You have a tab for temperature. You can just click, and this is the build temperature. Okay. And based on material, as I mentioned, based on material, high temperature, technical plastics and standard plastics are available. And based on the material what we are using, it is the temperature will vary. The processing temperature also varies. And this material can be classified into two major categories: amorphic plastics and semi-crystalline. Amorphic plastics are the plastics which have randomly ordered molecular structure. That means it does not have a critical melting point. That means a sharp melting point. But semi-crystalline, it is the molecular structure are fully arranged and stacked so that they have a sharp melting point. So these are some materials which comes under amorphic and semi-crystalline. And layer adhesion and just support structure. In regard of support structure, and support structure, actually the time I think I have take 5 minutes extra, like I'll conclude it very faster. So in this is also one of the major important parameter. And the support structure, if it is below 45 degree or a support structure is not required. If it is above 45 degree, the support structure are required. So you can see here, some part does not require, even it is inclined, it does not require any support, but the white part are support which is having inclination more than 45 degree. So here also you can see I'm just changing the orientation, create support, Here you can see all part does not have support. Here you can see this support, this part all can be generated easily with even without a support. It is a curve form. The build material itself will act as a support and it will form the shape. So you can see the yellow part is the support and the other part does not have any support structure. So it will build its own. A support is not required. So just see this. With this video, I'm concluding the session. So like there are many other slicing software similar to Idea Makers and based on, and it varies based on its quality or output and user interfaceability. Some are, I just brief it. What are the slicing softwares available, commercially available? The first one is Simplify 3D. I think here the name is the Simplify 3D. And it is like a licensed version. You have to pay for the license. Then the other one is Cura, and it is most commonly used software, and it is adaptable to most of the commercial printers also. Only some printers does not accept Cura slicing software slicer, and it can be it is very user friendly and can be used for a beginner. Simplify 3D is like a little bit you should be trained in slicing, and this Cura is very simple. Cura and Idea Maker is very simple and can be used by a beginner. So this is the Idea Maker what I demonstrated. Okay, and Slicer 3D is another software, free software, but it is also, it can be beginner software, but the parameter settings are limited in this slicer. Then repeater host softwares. This is also a basic software and a free version, open source software you can use as a beginner concept. Then Octoprint is there, and it is also an open software and free source, and even this can be used by a cloud networking. You can interface the machine with a tab or some devices. You can slice with that itself. 3D printer. It is also a basic one. It is majorly used for school categories because basic models and very simple concepts are can be replicated in this slicer. Then Astroprint. It is also a device and which has a slicer in this, and you can interface it by a cloud network IoT method concepts. So by this, I like to conclude my session, I think, and I have exceeded my time. Sorry for that. I apologize for that. Is there anyone? Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Sorry, sir. I took 10 more minutes. Like the session got extended. Sorry for that.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. The participants can ask questions. If you have any clarification, you can ask now.
If anyone have clarification, you can ask me the queries. And also, in case if you have any doubt or detailed queries, you can email or contact me through this number. I think no one is having some queries, sir.
Deepak, sir. Sir, you can play some videos. We will send feedback.
Okay.
In the chat box.
Okay.
I think all are waiting for that only.
Okay.
Sir, no issues, sir. We can share the link after an afternoon session also. We will consolidate with the two feedbacks in one form. So we can send the feedback form in the afternoon also, sir.
You can get the link for the feedback form in this end of session, or otherwise if we closed earlier, we can get the link in the next session. Why? Because it will be useful for our attendance purpose.
Kanathan, sir, if you want, we can wind up, sir.
Okay, if there is no any queries, we can wind up. We can join in the next session. Okay, sir. Thank you for your very nice presentation. It's an excellent presentation given by you.
Thank you for giving me this great opportunity. And any help or any guidance required, anyone, you can contact me at any time. Anyone regarding your project.
So participants can note this address. You can use him for the purchase of machines or funding proposals, quotations like that. And also I want to add some points. We can utilize the expert persons. If you have the mail ID and mobile number, you can utilize the experts in our future proposals, quotations. Suppose we want to do some consultancy with the experts. I want to ask one question, sir.
Sure, sir.
Actually, we are all more than 80% of the faculty members are available here. I am also faculty members.
Okay.
We are focusing the we got NBA, NEC, and autonomous, all those things. Even though we should get that very good ranking in the Anna University, as well as in the NIRF, Atal rankings, CA survey, like that, so that you can do some input. And also we want to utilize experts like you. We want to send internship to your
sure, sir.
This
internship we are
regarding
all
that you can speak something, sir. Regarding that we can do. We need consultancy, funding, projects, industry project topics. You can give some problems to our student, they will solve, and if they are not having the ability, you can help to them. Related with that, please you give some.
Sure, sir. Actually, we are focusing on Industrial 4.0. Actually, now it is going to 5.0, and most of the colleges are adopting and connecting with the industries also. Right now, we have many MOUs with reputed institution. Even we have some researchers undergoing with IITs. So we are conducting many internship programs, and as well as many projects are still right now. It is in live, which is handled by many UG and PG graduates, and even after completion of their degree, after their projects, they are some have joined as a trainee in our organization, and they are continuing the project still right now. And as we are into future technology, and we are focusing on industrial and institutional collaborations, we are providing many opportunity, and we are creating many opportunities for the students as well as the faculty to incorporate with our projects. So you are always welcome to Insta3 Technologies at any time. You can have consultation. You can discuss your technical clarifications or the doubts with us. Or even if you have some machine purchase, or if you are going to develop some machines, we can assist or guide you for the projects. You are always welcome, sir.
Okay, sir. Whether you are fabricating any low-cost
actually
models?
We are manufacturers, sir. We are manufacturers in South India. We are supplying machines not only in India but also in USA and UAE.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And we are manufacturing two technologies.
We have a session to fabricate low-cost models, sir.
Yeah,
the last session will be
our machine
how to fabricate a low-cost RPT machine.
Yes, actually our machine starts from 25,000 till 25 lakhs, sir. The FDM machines. Even we are supplying machines from commercial machines from 25,000 till 25 lakhs. We have supplied machines, and we can customize the machines based on your requirement also. And we have operated in regards of some fundings also, DST, DRDO fundings also, and many projects were undertaken through that fundings also. In Sri Krishna College and CIT, then GCT colleges. All this are purchased the machine through funding based on their project, based on their projects. I cannot reveal the projects, that's why.
Okay, sir. Thank you. If there is no any queries, we can wind up this session.
Sure, sir. You can wind up. I think if any queries, you can ask me right now, or otherwise you can contact me through this.
Okay, sir. We can wind up this session.